What's up, football fan? What's up, all sports fans? This your boy JB, host of the Behind the Bench Podcast Network and channel. Giving a shout out to the rest of the crew: Shad, Kelvin, Jermaine, KB Film Room, Big Dog Talk Sports. That's right, that's right. For everyone who's tuning in, we thank you for supporting Behind the Bench and subscribing to the channel, helping the show become the best that it can be. Man, let's talk about that NFL action from last night. I tell you, man, I'm telling you, dog, when you see great football, man, it will always stand out. And we saw big time football yesterday. A lot of thrilling games that were not decided until the very end of regulation. And we saw big time, high stakes football last night as the Dallas Cowboys squared off against the Pittsburgh Steelers in Pittsburgh. And, you know, when they premiere these games and when they set the stage and do the promos, they always show you the highlights of the classic battles that the Cowboys and Steelers had, particularly in the 70s, man. You know, Roger Staubach, Terry Bradshaw, Tony Dorsett, Franco Harris, Drew Pearson, Lynn Swan, Tony Hill, John Stallworth, and all the great defensive players, Mean Joe Green, Ed Too Tall Jones, Randy White, L.C. Greenwood, Mel Blanc, Preston Pearson. We can go on and on and on, man. And, fullbacks, Rocky Bleier, Robert Newhouse. Well, last night's game carried on that tradition and lived up to the billing, man, as the Cowboys came back from a deficit and took the lead with a go-ahead touchdown by game's end, with Dak Prescott throwing a game-winning touchdown to Jalen Tolbert. And it was an awesome game, man. And it just shows how great football can be. This wasn't a high-score game. Dallas came back to win by the score of 20-17. But, man, it's about the competition. That's what it's about, man. It's about, you know, great defensive plays, great offensive plays, great runs, great blocks, you know, pressuring the quarterback. It's intense. And, you know, when you get a game like this, man, it stands out. It sets the tone for the rest of the season, as both teams are now have a record of, 3-2, 3 wins and 2 losses, 5 games into this 24 NFL campaign, man. And I'm telling you, just as with basketball, in some ways in baseball, if the leagues just get out of their own way and focus on cultivating and producing an environment that will lead to the highest level of football, the highest level of basketball, the highest level of baseball, man, that's what you want in a sports fan. That's all long-standing sports fans want, man. It ain't about, like, when you watch these teams play last night, you weren't thinking about no GOAT talk or who's the best quarterback in the game or blase. It was about the game itself. You see what I'm saying? And that was a great football game last night, man. Dallas, had been struggling as of late. They lose 2 games at home in convincing fashion, and they stepped up last night because they could have laid down to Pittsburgh, because Pittsburgh was outplaying them in the third quarter, man, and they was being more physical. But you have to give Dak Prescott credit. He settled down, he buckled down, marched his team down the field under 2 minutes to go, and he, threw that game-winning touchdown to Jalen Tolbert, man. And, Pittsburgh, they started the season off 3-0. Justin Fields, I'm not going to say he didn't play bad, but, he played solid. But in the end, Dak outplayed Justin Fields. But they competed, though. They competed. And that's what it's about, man. And the NFL is special. The NFL is special, man. And if they just get out the way, stop trying to legislate the game, all this. Of course, you don't want no dirty play out there, but the nature of the sport is the nature of the sport. It's physical. Somebody gonna get hit. That's just the nature of it, man. It's not meant for everybody to be able to play, you know. And if they focus on that, man, everything else will take care of itself, you know. But kudos to both teams last night. Cowboys got a major win on the road. And again, they come back to defeat the Pittsburgh Steelers in Pittsburgh. You know, Mike Tomlin, you know. And what's amazing about Pittsburgh, in closing, they've only had 3 head coaches. 3 head coaches since 1970. Chuck Noll, I believe he stepped down. That was probably around he started coaching the team, I believe, like in 1969 until about, I believe he stepped down in 84. You know, shortly after Terry Bradshaw retired from the game. And then Bill Cowher took over, I believe, in 90. No. Noel stepped down probably in 91. And I believe Bill Cowher took over in 92. And he led them to a Super Bowl. They lone Super Bowl. I believe that was during the 2005 season, beating the Seattle Seahawks. And then after he stepped down around 2009-ish, I believe, Mike Tomlin's been the head coach since. So think about that. Tomlin probably been coaching the team for about 15 years. Bill Cowher did about a good 15, somewhere around there. And Chuck Noll coached the team, you know, about the same amount of time. So 15 times 3, that's 45 years. They've only had 3 head coaches basically since 1970. Man, that's off the charts, man. That's off the charts. And you got to respect that. But great game last night. And last night showed you what the NFL is all about, the National Football League. So I just want to throw that out there, man. You know, I'm an avid sports fan, man. And when you see great play, you know, it resonates. And it's one you have to give props to. So I just want to throw that out there, throw that gold nugget out there. And until next time, this is JB for BTB Behind the Bench.